Young Perk from Cali.
49er Faithful, it's your boy Chili Will, as we get ready for the 49er Street Squad Pre-Game Huddle with my special guest, Antonio Arevalo. Come on in here, Antonio. What's up, Antonio, and welcome to the 49er Street Squad Pre-Game Huddle once again, my boy, man. Oh, man. Like
Thanks
you said,
for having me.
Exciting week, man. Exciting week, right?
Exciting week. Happy holidays, Chili Will, to you and the family, man. Thanks for having me on, man.
Happy holidays to you, too. And, hey, man, we got a big game today. In a few hours from now, at 5:20, the 49ers going to take on the Tennessee Titans away game. And I think we all are really wishing for this Christmas treat.
This is a big game right now. You got Tennessee sitting at 9-5. You got the Niners at 8-6. I mean, this is a showdown for Thursday night, and playoffs on the line. A lot of questions to be answered today.
Yes, indeed. And after the Niners coming off a great victory against Atlanta, which was again top billing. I mean, every game right now seems like a playoff game. 49er faithful turned out loud, strong, and I know we're gonna see a lot of. I think we'll see a lot of 49er red jerseys out there in that stadium today.
There's a lot of people coming out from the Niner Empire. I know I got a couple of invites, and I'm like, wow, this is the holiday week.
I know.
That it was tempting, but I stayed in. I stayed in this week. But yeah, this is a huge game, and we just gotta keep running the ball. I'm very impressed with Wilson Jr. right now. It looks like we just got the scratch. Elijah Mitchell's not going to be playing.
Yeah.
So I think Wilson Jr. has been doing the job, and I think that's something to talk about a little bit because he was off the radar with an injury early in the season, and he came in and the Niners plugged him in, and he's running the ball downhill right now.
Exactly, and like you said, it's just the kind of adrenaline we needed in that offense in the running game because with our running backs having the injuries and stuff, and like you said, Elijah Mitchell won't be playing today. Still nursing, I think, his knee issue, right?
Yes.
So which is fine, because don't want to rush him back too soon, and then we're going to need this guy, when it comes to we're going to have another big game also against the Rams later. So we want to get these guys up and healthy and get them ready for the playoffs.
Right. And the Rams almost, they had a close one. I would have said that was pass interference. And the Niners are breathing down the Rams' neck right now. They needed that win, and so we go into Tennessee today, and we have a grinder on our hands. We need our defense to keep balling. I mean, when we look at this Atlanta game, we had a well-rounded game, offense and defense. And when you look at from the first play of the game, we fumble on the kickoff, and we had some goal line stands in this game, and the defense played their heart out on this one, and I love seeing that, and we just gotta keep doing that, and Jimmy G's balling, the offense is clicking, we're saying good things about Shanahan right now. He's a genius again, right? And this
he's out the doghouse along with Jimmy, yeah.
and Brandon Ayuk, man. Brandon Ayuk, the coming of Brandon Ayuk. He is, and we talked about it at the game. Jennings, we get that third wide receiver spot. I mean, I'm seeing Jennings coming out, and I think these are key guys heating up in the right time right now.
Yeah. So now that Niners get ready to go into Tennessee and play Tennessee Titans, now how do you feel that the Niners get ready for Tennessee and prepare for these guys, because they're going to be facing I would think I don't want to say the toughest defense, but they're going to be a challenge, I think, just like how Atlanta was when we had to play Atlanta's defense, because they were looking pretty, I was like, they were looking pretty stout. I was actually thinking like, oh man, this ain't going to be easy, but after Wilson going off, running the ball right down their throats, it just seemed like you could tell it kind of just being out there so long, they got a little tired and stuff. But, but how do they get ready for this Tennessee defense today?
We're going to have to run the ball out there. We're on the road. I'm not a fan of Thursday night football. Guys are a little banged up, and they don't get the full week to heal. So, we got to play sound football. We can't make mistakes on the road. And, if the offense keeps clicking, I think we can definitely do it. But I think that we're playing a playoff team here. I think Tennessee is going to go to the playoffs. I think, the Niners are going to be in the playoffs, I'm hoping. And here's the situation. This is a game to kind of gauge what type of team we have right now. I think that, Tennessee, their running back is out. So that's going to be a big deal, but we're pretty sound against the run. So let's make them one dimensional. Let's let Nick Bosa loose. Let's see if he can get 2 or 3 sacks in this game. He's going to the Pro Bowl. And, and I think that that's going to be key. We have to play sound football, but I mean, we're heating up right around the right time. So this is a key game. And then, we come back home and then we go back to LA. So it's going to be an important game right now.
Yeah, I guess getting ready to play against Ryan Tannehill, who had last week had 23 for 32, had 153 yards of passing, but he got sacked 4 times, so faced a lot of pressure with that Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and they came off a loss of 13-19, so like you said, they're playing their first place in their division, and obviously they're looking to add another win in their win column to stay there. So it's going to be another just playoff atmosphere kind of game where you just know, we'll see 2 teams really just going at it, and so far lately, I don't know, it seems to me Thursday night football games have been really exciting. You know what I mean? Remember, like I think it was last year, it seemed like every Thursday night game was just awful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just was like no excitement, or the teams that were playing were just, just weren't happening, And it just like felt like, another Thursday night game awful, but this year, there's been a lot of close ones, man. I expect this one to live up to the billing.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet Thursday night football games in Vegas because it's hard to gauge, just knowing how guys have to heal up and they need that 7 days, and then it's a short week to heal up. If I'm a player, I wouldn't like Thursday night football, but it's also, it throws your groove off on your schedule when a team is rolling. So, these guys are professional. We have a great coaching staff, and I think that they'll be prepared and ready to go. And I think because our defense is actually playing pretty well, I don't see us having problems stopping the run, for example. So just making sure we're not making mistakes, committing penalties, getting them, these pass interference stuff. We kind of nipped that early in the season. We were having some problems with pass interference on defense that were giving up a lot of yardage in some close games that we lost. We just got to make plays and not make mistakes, stay away from the penalties, and then let our defensive line do our thing. I'm very happy with where we're at right now. This season has been a roller coaster ride. So let's get this win. I think a lot of people are waiting for this game. Even if you're not a 49er fan, this is a Thursday night game that everybody wants to see.
Yeah. Speaking of defense, I was going to ask you, how do what do you predict how many sacks Bosa might get in this game? And also with the surgeons with Arden Key.
I was going to say, I think Key gets a sack. I think Key gets a sack.
Good.
I think Key gets a sack in this one. I mean, what does he have? 6 sacks on the season right now? 6? Is it 6?
So. I don't have the record on me right now, but yeah.
Oh, does he have 5? I know he got 1. I mean, he
got 1 on Sunday, but it seemed like he had like 3 to me.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that penalty, I think he would have about 3. It seems like, but they said he only had 1, so I was like, I'm missing something. I got to watch the game again.
That was a terrible penalty. That was a terrible penalty.
Yeah.
They said that he put his weight on the quarterback, and he. What are you gonna do, man? He's like 6'9". How do you manage your weight in the air?
Yeah, you gotta fly on somebody, grab him, bring him down. Obviously your body is gonna kind of land on the quarterback, and I really don't think that. I'm sure he didn't do it purposely. I mean, I think you said, the momentum of his body just lunging at him, kind of just it was kind of nitpicky, man. I remember being rather furious over that.
Yeah, I think he gets a sack, and I want to say that Bosa gets 2 sacks. I think Bosa's pumped up. He's going to his first Pro Bowl, and
Yeah.
he's ready to go. I think this team is dialed up, and it's December football. This is playoff football time right now. So, I'm actually really excited to see Jimmy G, and he's been the spotlight for me. Just the way he's been moving the ball around. You're starting to see him have confidence in Ayuk. You're starting to see Ayuk come out of what we thought he was going to be. He had that slant play. He had an offsides for 5 yards, and then the next play he goes on a slant and has a big play there. And then Kittle's still balling.
Yeah.
And then
another Pro Bowler,
Kittle, and then Jennings. Some key plays with Jennings, and you're seeing the confidence of Jimmy G going to that third wide receiver, and I think that is important because
now just real quick, because last week you were talking about Jennings and getting more involved in offense, right? And you saw what he did in the Atlanta game, and you can see how he's being more utilized, man. I know that had to excite you, man, because I was telling I said, man, you called it. Said, look at Jennings doing this thing, so that's exciting.
I think you gotta look at the mismatches that Jimmy G's seeing when he drops back to pass. You were only seeing him go to one guy, and even Deebo Samuels wasn't getting a lot of plays because he was running the ball more than he was. So you're seeing Kittle get this tremendous amount of catches and receiving yards during the last 4 or 5 games, and then now you're saying, okay, well, defenses in other teams are going to prepare for that when they take Kittle away or when they double or triple team him. Now this is that part where Jennings is going to have that one-on-one coverage, maybe have a linebacker on him. He has to produce, and he came through in this last game. So I thought that was important. I think that it's important for the fans to see, and it's important for Jimmy G to find that confidence in him, because when you look at the Seattle game, he was pass interfered. That they didn't throw the flag, and he, the ball hit him right in the hands. I mean, he would have been a superstar. He catches that, and then you look at he makes that catch 2 games ago, and then he comes out and he gets a TD, and he's just hanging in there, and you're starting to see guys get that confidence going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and one thing about this game, and coming into this game, facing Ryan Tannehill, he's also another great quarterback, about spreading the ball out. He's had a lot of his players, a lot of his players had a few catches. You got what's his name, Westbrook, Akeem, Rogers, McNichols, and Firkser. And this guy, he's really utilizing his offense, and just how we utilize our offense, in a lot of special ways, and getting the ball in different players' hands, to keep the chains moving, and like you said, the 49 defense, D'Amico Ryans, he's been doing such an awesome job really getting these guys prepared and ready against all these teams. And I expect D'Amico to once again, be able to come out with a strong defense, and hopefully us, our secondary, which did a great job against Atlanta, hopefully they come out, can hold it down. I don't know if they go maybe more into a, nickel, play an extra safety or a cornerback, in there, get 5 guys in the backfield there, because far as like I said, I don't know, receiver threats, I think Westbrook Akeem, he seems to be the one of the main guys, but they're gonna have their hands full,
Their hands are gonna be full, and this is where D'Amico Ryans is starting to get some praise on making those adjustments. So the adjustment guys are gonna be banged up. Guys are gonna be banged up Thursday night. Guys are hurting, and someone's got to step up. So I think that this is where D'Amico Ryans, has to have a clean defensive game, calling the plays on defense and setting the team up for a victory and making the adjustments when needed. I think it's also come down to our defensive line. I think a lot of the, we know that our cornerbacks have been a little banged up and it's been a little suspect back there. But when you look at how our safeties have been playing, we've been balling on our safety place. That's a strong side on our DBs right now.
Right.
And guys are getting sacks, so that helps our cornerbacks too. But this is going to come down to Jimmy G doing well, and it's his time now. It's his time, and the defense is going to keep us in the game. I believe that. I think that this defense has kept us in many games this season. I don't see that not happening, and I see Tannehill more like a game manager rather than a guy that's going to go over the top. So, guys are just going to have to, wrap up, tackle, make sure that we eliminate any big plays and play sound football. But I think that, Thursday night is a scary night to play. Like you said, everything's close. Weird things happen on Thursday night. So stick with the fundamentals and make the adjustments from the coaching side.
Yeah. And I like what you said about Jimmy G. It's great to see how more laser focused he's been the last, 2 or 3 games. We're seeing like we're seeing like the over 500 Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? I told somebody, I said, it seems like he's more locked in, more engaged, more mentally prepared, and he just seems so locked in. I think it was one of the interviews that George Kittle that did, and I'm sorry, I think it was Kyle Juszczyk, and he said, I knew we were going to win this game, against Atlanta when I saw Jimmy eating his breakfast, because he said he just looked different. Like he said, he was just so laser locked in. He wasn't like himself, he was just so laser locked in. And he said, I could just tell. He goes, I could just tell he was ready. He was locked in, and that's what I want to see. I want to still see that Jimmy, that locked in Jimmy, man. You know what I'm saying? Because now he's, all right, started out a little kind of crazy in the beginning of the season, but man, I got it. I'm getting it now. Like I'm feeling it. I'm getting it. I'm ready to go out there and win some games. You know what I mean? Right. And I like that kind of laser focus that he has now.
You're seeing him take on this offense, and he's playing in this offense very well right now. And I think it comes down to some of the balance of Shanahan's play calling too. I think that in the beginning of the season, there wasn't really a balance. We were still looking for an identity of who was going to be the playmaker. We knew Debo was going to be great. We knew we had Kittle. But we kind of started off a little slow in the season, and you're starting to see things gel. You're starting to see this team become a family. And when you have guys in your huddle that are gelling like that, you can't measure heart. You can't measure what the goal is between that team, what that locker room is dealing with, and they're vibing right now. So I look at that and I say, hey, Jimmy G's playing some sound football right now. And like I said, what do you do with Jimmy G next year? I mean, this guy you can't let him go. I just don't know. This is a tough. And, they're trying to hype up Trey Lance this week, too, because he's been super quiet, right? So Matt Mayoko came out and said, Trey's burning the starting defense and in practice. He's doing some great things. And Lynch even said, he's looking really good. But I don't know, man. You seeing Jimmy G play playoff football right now.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, we know what we have in Trey Lance, and we don't want to. I don't think it's a wise thing to try to, use him to disrupt what's going on. Don't try to break that rhythm that we got going, right? Because like Jimmy's locked in, doesn't need to hear any more about Trey Lance. I mean, he knows, he knows Trey Lance. He practices with the guy all the time, so I'm sure that's probably contributing to why he is playing so good, because he's looking over his shoulder to see this guy behind him, and he's like, man, I got to step my game up. You know what I mean? And I think that's why he's really out there, focused, laser focused, doing things that we've been wanting him to see. And like you said early in the season, we were a little slow out the starting gate because of like Ayuk. You remember we were going what was going on with him. and he was kind of like on the coach's doghouse list for a minute, and but yet they are mentally trying to prepare this guy and push him. And now, he's seen the light, he's doing a great job, and I think you say the same for some of the other players too that were new to this team, even Key. Like I was waiting for this guy to stop balling. You know what I mean? I met this guy, was like, man, I just need to get this dude, in the draft here, he was one of my picks that I had. I said, man, how did Key look good,
he's
and
really stepping up on that defensive line. And, he's one of those guys that are taking advantage of Nick Bosa being double teamed. And, he's making plays. And that is just, that's amazing to see for this defense. Cause he's a new name that's stepped up this season. And I'm happy for him. I'd like to see how many sacks he ends up in this season with. There's still 3 games left. You get a couple of more, and with Jimmy G, going back to that, I think it comes down to the running game too. Elijah Mitchell has been banged up a little bit, and I have to say, Wilson Jr. has been balling too. He's super quiet. He's not a name you're going to really, address and prepare. I don't think defenses really are saying, hey, we need to stop Wilson Jr., but the kid is running the ball very hard and downhill, and he is creating, second and short, third and short, and you start seeing the playbook open up, and Jimmy spreading the ball around, and then you throw in Debo as a running back, and I mean, it seems like he hit the mouthpiece out of somebody.
Yeah.
What a play, right? He hit the mouthpiece out of somebody.
Man, do I have to bring that up, man? That footage, man. I got that footage somewhere.
Yeah.
That was like I wasn't going to, but see, you talk about it got me excited. I think
that got me pumped up. That got me pumped up. That's just like a woo hit. That's like Ronnie Lott playing offense right there. But the mouthpiece went flying, and you're sitting here and you're like, we're balling right now. And I'm happy for Deebo Samuels. There it is right here. Let's see it.
You want to see it? You ready?
Yeah, go ahead and play that.
Oh man.
Just enough.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my split out the way. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, you're right. This is what turned it up right here. This is crazy.
Does just enough to grab Jones's attention.
Pow!
Wow. Man.
Like my teeth.
Mouthpiece flying through the air.
My teeth.
It does. It just does just enough. Does just enough to grab Deion Jones's attention.
Oh
my gosh.
Man, that had to get the faithful out there seats, man. I mean, I was like, when I saw that, I just was like, wow, Debo's bringing it, that was sick, man.
I promise you on Christmas dinner, his family will be playing that.
I know. You want to see what got me in the Pro Bowl? Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very happy for Deebo Samuels. What a season. What a, and the Niners got a number 1 wide receiver. Remember, we were like, who's going to be the number 1 guy? Is it going to be Deebo? Can it be him? Can it be the, and so you're sitting here and you're going like, man, congrats to him and the Pro Bowl. And, it's just a great time. Now, hopefully, what is it? If they make the Super Bowl, he doesn't get to play in it. So, hopefully that's the case here. So,
yeah, exactly. Actually, let me see. Here's a Pro Bowl finalist right here. Debo.
Yes.
We got Trent Williams, Bosa, Uchek, George Kittle. Congratulations to those guys, man.
Yeah,
that's
Juice
awesome.
too. Juice, man, what a professional, right? You talk about Juice and his talents, but as a blocker, he's so key. The reason why the Niners are able to plug in, Wilson Jr. or any running back, even Elijah Mitchell having a success as a rookie, is because of Juice. And you got to be so unselfish to play fullback in the NFL. And I mean, he has highlights where he's just taking out people all day long. And I mean, we can pull up Juice Check highlights all day of how he knows exactly who to hit too. He knows exactly where to be on every play. And I watch him and he got a touchdown this week. So that was good. That was good. It's always great to see him get some action and he deserves it. And
exactly.
What is he, like our $30 million fullback right there? That's
yeah, exactly, but well worth it. Yeah,
well
you're
worth
right.
it.
You're right. You can't really say enough about what Juszczyk does, and sometimes it gets so overlooked because you got Debo and he's being a multi guy, receiver / running back, and then you got Ayuk, and then running backs, the main attraction, but then there's Juszczyk, it's like you forget about this guy.
Yep.
It's like, wait a minute, we got another weapon here that you guys got to worry about. It's Juszczyk, so he can do some damage in a lot of ways. Great blocking, catches the ball great, and he does it. He's like another Swiss Army knife. He does it all.
Yep.
Runs the ball, catches the ball. And Niners just turned out to be just developing into a very stud offense.
Right. And let's talk about Juice real quick. Shanahan grabs him from the Ravens. He comes from the Ravens, and in Shanahan's offense, when we pick him up as a head coach, he wanted a fullback. His offense is one of the last few offenses that have a fullback in it. And a lot of NFL offenses right now don't utilize the fullback like Shanahan does. And Juice comes in and then goes and takes Tom Rathman's number. And I'm like, hey man, whoa. And
put some respect on that 44.
Wear the number, Juice. Every time he gets the ball, the whole stadium goes, Juice. And I mean, even on away games, there's people knowing that he's getting the ball, and that's just awesome, man. This team is rolling right now. I don't think anybody wants to play us come playoff time. I think that this team, if with the win today, I think this is coming down to that Rams game. And we're going to be there. And we can't skip any game, one game at a time. But, you're starting to feel that Rams game come up, man. And that might be the game right there.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, like, this, man, looking at if Arizona, they lost 4 now. So if they lose a couple more, and even the Rams, they still got some tough games on the next 2 games. I think on the schedule pretty tough, and Niners can come out, maybe at least back finish win this division, maybe, or at least second place. I don't know,
Yeah.
And I, like you said, not to jump the gun, but this Ram game, I have a feeling is going to be like a big key game.
Yes, that's why they put it. The NFL schedule, they knew, like, let's put this at the last game of the season, and they always have the Rams on a holiday or like it's an important end of the season game. But I will say that what's going to happen if the Niners win today, okay, and the Rams lose this weekend, because they're a little banged up with COVID. They got a lot of things going on. They barely squeaked out of Seattle. Seattle put a little
dogfight with them.
Yeah. And so when you look at that, all the Rams need to do is lose one game, and it'll come down to Niners. If they tie at the end of the season, the Niners get that seed, gets that high, and the Rams drop to 6 or 7,
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting how this, we can't, on paper, you can look at it like that, but in the end, it's got to, we got to play the game and see what happens. But it is exciting because, they're talking about, we're in the playoff talk. 80% chance of making the playoffs is what the mathematicians say. We have an 80% chance.
Yep. And and my whole mentality has just been, let's do one game at a time. One game at a time. Let's get by Tennessee. We'll worry about who's next, Houston or whatever. So, so that's the way, I've been approaching it in my mind. I'm just, I want to get excited because, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it coming for our boys, and you can't help but get a little excited, but, sometimes I got to reel it back a little bit and just, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Still got 2 more games left in the season, then there's the playoffs, and it's, you just don't know what's going to happen. And the main thing is if we could just get our foot in the door, hopefully the Niners can, again, just flip that switch on, you know what I'm saying, and make that run, because it's up in the air, I said, the only team, to me, that's looks like on fire is, of course, is Kansas City. They're looking really good. But even like this is on the AFC, even Pittsburgh Steelers are starting to kind of, they were, they were talking about a lost team. They were, seem like they were just going down, a few steps backwards, but now look, they're starting to, they're starting to feel it a little bit, so you just don't know. You just don't know who's going to stop popping at the right time.
These teams don't have teams like the NFC West. I mean, we're going to be sending 3 teams to the playoffs in the NFC West alone. So, we got to play these guys twice. We got to play, Rams, Seattle, Arizona, and Arizona's banged up right now. So, every game that we play in our division is super tough. It's not like, hey, this is going to be easy. And, a lot of these other teams, I truly believe their divisions aren't as hard. And so Kansas City, they started off a little slow, and they're balling right now too, right?
Yeah.
And you see this stuff of the COVID protocols are starting to hit teams, and it is affecting, I think it's going to affect some of these teams making it to the playoffs. And so I'm just very happy we're not dealing with any COVID issues. And I think the Rams, the Rams had to play on Tuesday. What was it? Tuesday? They played.
Yeah.
They played Tuesday or was it? Tuesday.
It was Tuesday.
And then you're like, whoa, we got a Rams game on right now.
Yeah. No,
just
2 games on at the same time, Washington and Philadelphia.
Yeah, and then you got the Philly and Washington game, and Philly's still in the hunt, and you got these. You're just like, hey, man. Let's stay healthy, guys, because this is getting a little weird coming down to the wire. So I look at that and I say, well, let Arizona continue to sink, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, because they're banged up too.
Yeah, they're banged up in a big way, and it caught up with them, a lot of teams caught up with them, started hot, and I think that's the thing. Like, I don't, that's why I don't really get too trippy about teams like, on this hot winning streak, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, man, it's a long season, and
right.
And they're going to experience their issues along the way, and now it's, it does surprise me. It's starting to catch up with them, and even though they were actually Arizona, they were still doing pretty good, even when they had Carl Murray out and Hopkins, and he's out for the rest of the season. So, what do you do now? And you just, like you said, you don't know how this is going to turn out. We're going to have perhaps looks like so far might be having 3 NFC West teams in the playoffs. So
right. That's what I mean. If the season were to end today, that's what we're looking at, right? So you look at how tough the NFC West is, and then you say, who do we play in the playoffs if we go? We have a game today that we still have to play. So it's crazy looking down the road, and it's also crazy to deal with it, one game at a time, because we were at the game last week, and we can go over close games that we lost and what our schedule could be. But we look at where we're at, and I kind of like the grind schedule that how we've turned this season around, because I think it builds character on this team.
Exactly.
I think it. You talked about 88, 10-6 Super Bowl team. I mean, you're starting to see things heat up right around the time that the 88 Super Bowl team was heating up. So, and I think they ended against the Rams in the last game of the season too. So it's gonna be a crazy next 3 weeks of watching this. I'm excited. We had a podcast a couple weeks back. We were almost thinking this was over. The season was a wrap. So look where we're at, man, and look at the games, how much fun we're having again. And
and that's what you love about it. I mean, to me, that's just what it's all about. Like you touched on earlier, it's great to see our team, 49ers, have gone through, the kind of ups and downs through the season, but now they kind of they got their focus back, the switch went on. It's kind of like, guys, come on, we got to come together as a team and get this done. You know what I mean? They got themselves more back into alignment, and winning and being that Super Bowl team that they were 2 years ago, because I think, this is why the faithful, we know what we have with this team, and these players. We're just in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Probably would have went there last year if we'd have stayed healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what I like about this year, and when we were seeing the Niners put together their team for this year, this roster, you can see how they were getting lots of players because what we went through, the injuries last year. They got a lot of players that they said, this is what we got to do. We got to get some good backup players just in case we lose, like D Ford. Most likely ain't gonna have him the rest of the season. You're right. So now you got Arden Key to step in there. They went out
up.
And then went out and then picked up Charles Montague.
Monahue's playing well too. Yep.
And Bakken, I mean, these are some stud guys. You know what I'm saying? And now, they're finding their rhythm, with this defense, I mean, it's just becoming a force, man. I mean, to me, right now, I mean, maybe except for like the cornerback position because we're still dealing with issues there, but the defense to me is looking stronger than it was in the 2019 season. I think, would you say the same or no?
I would say that is because of Jimmy Ward. I think Jimmy Ward is really leading the DBs, and I mean his energy has been on fire. And then our safeties have been all playing well, and so you look at the cornerback. We got some rookies out there, and then hopefully Mosley comes back pretty soon, and he's coming off that high ankle sprain, and hopefully he's back when we really truly need him, and Greenlaw as well. We got guys that are like on the verge of coming back, but let's make sure they're healthy when they come back because we're going to need them in the long run here, and they're going to be very key come playoffs, come that Rams game, as this season gets down to the wire.
Right.
But I also think it's the coaching staff too, Chili Will. I think that this coaching staff has, they've gambled a little bit early in the season. They weren't maybe rotating the ball around. Now they know what they have. So it's very cool to see them make the adjustments in a game that, even the play calling that Shanahan, it's more balanced. The defense, look, DeMeco Ryans was having a hell of a celebration on the sideline with he had 3 fourth down stops, right? And so you're looking at that and you're like, this was the game that the coaches needed too.
Right.
And
they had his head on the stick early in the season too.
Yes,
we're too happy about DeMeco.
I question him. I mean, because you go from Rob Saleh, of course he moves on and he goes to the Jets, who are not playing well. But a key coaching, someone in the coaching staff that was like very important to this team. So it takes these guys a little bit to warm up, but now you start knowing what you have. Even Armstead playing well, on defensive line. At first it was looking like our defensive line, it's always been the strongest point of the defense. And then we were banged up and we're starting to question, is our defensive line going to be able to hold up this season? And then they get it together. Right. And I think it's key that we got these run stoppers. Yeah. So guys do their part. But Nick Bosa, man, He-Man on the edge is just relentless. He's got a motor, man.
He does. Yeah, I've never seen playing like outstanding. Like, I mean, this guy is just, man. I just thank the football gods above for this brother because, man, you know what I liked about I like when you watch back the Atlanta game, right? And when he made the sack on Ryan.
Yeah.
And he caused the fumble, right?
Yes, but he didn't even know because he was celebrating too fast.
Did you see him get up though? And my man, he goes into the He-Man pose and he pointed to his bicep.
Yeah. But he also looked back like, there was a fumble.
Yeah. He goes, I even caused a fumble too. What? So that to me that was funny. I had to rewind that back a couple of times. I was like, Bosa, baby. My man just went to his pose, pointing at his big old bicep. I'm going, my boy's back. So. That was exciting to see. Man. Yeah, man, Bosa, he's just that brother's just all football, bro. I mean, I never. I mean, like we've seen some, in our time. I mean, like the Taylor. What was it from the Giants? He was just dominant. And a few other guys. Just beast. And man, to see this guy come along. I mean,
Yeah.
Niners did well drafting this brother because I was, I even had my questions about him when we drafted him. We all knew the injury,
Yeah.
these guys, and of course with anybody, but with the Boses and I was kind of like, man, I hope, but I did like. I mean, he was one of my picks and one of my favorites. I thought, you can't really pass up on this brother because he's his game speaks for itself and he's really fulfilling the bill, man, since he's been here, and
Right.
and he's doing a great job.
Well, we've been drafting defensive linemen, it seems like every year for 10 years and first round picks, right?
Yeah.
But I think, when you go look at Lawrence Taylor and then you look at what Alden Smith could have been.
Yeah.
And, he had the 19 sacks on that big season. I mean, Alden Smith was amazing, but the Cowboy was also next to Alden Smith. And
I was just going to say,
he would pull teams would get upset because he would pull the defender that was against Alden Smith by the shoulder and Alden would go free. And, that was like an unselfish. Harbaugh would say, like, praise this thing that these two guys would do when they'd line up side by side. Bosa's not getting his buddies to pull his defender's shoulder. He's actually coming in with the bull rush. And he has 15 sacks, but he has, 28, 30 hits on the quarterback too. Yeah. So he could have, I mean, he's Bobby Boucher right now.
Bobby Boucher, yeah.
Bobby Boucher, man.
Yeah. And I think that's also, you bring that up, and that could be the reason why Key is having such success.
Yes.
Right now, because of what the double teaming on Bosa, and he's able to shoot those gaps faster and get up on the quarterback. I mean, he's seeing it now, and he's seeing what's open. He's taking good opportunities on that. So. Seeing Key and Bosa figure this thing out, and even Armstead. I mean, Armstead and Jones, man. I mean, Jones, man. Oh, this brother's having a stud year too, man.
They're gelling right now, and I'm very proud and very happy that this team is playing like this. And their play has helped our cornerback situation. That's what everybody needs to understand. This cornerback situation was a little scary when these quarterbacks in the beginning of the season were having some time after Verrett went down. We were like getting burnt, and then or pass interference calls, or and you're just playing this game of like, come on guys, come on. So now we're getting to the quarterback, and you've seen the cornerbacks make plays now. So quarterbacks the quarterbacks under pressure, the cornerbacks are jumping the ball a little bit. You're seeing the turnovers, and that's what we need right now. And guys are fired up.
Yeah. And again, and like you said, the cornerbacks are stepping up. I think a lot contributed to Norman, helping these guys out. Yeah. Lenore's doing good, and Embry Thomas, what I mean? And they're rookies, we know they're going to make mistakes, but, they're learning from the best, and they're going out there, and, it's coming. It's going to come along. It takes time, but, it's good to see the process in that they're looking good.
Yeah, I agree. And give Norman credit too. He came to this team. We signed him to a 1-year deal. He has been another leader on defense, like it or not. He had broken ribs like most of the season, and he's got, he's our main cornerback. He's created some pass interference calls. He's done what he's had to do. And, you can get mad at him a little bit, but give him some pressure on the quarterback. And he's been lights out with Bosa helping him out, and that defensive line helping him out.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that he's sort of like the unsung hero kind of with that secondary,
Well, to be a cornerback, you got to forget about the previous play, right?
Yeah.
So he has a good memory loss.
Yeah.
I think you have a short memory at cornerback, right? So
yeah,
he's done well. I can't even be mad. And looking for Mosley to get healthy soon, and I see good things happening. And guys just need to be healthy right now. We need this win today, but we got to also stay healthy at the same time.
Well, I'll tell you what, Antonio, I'm really excited about this game. Just another 5 hours from now, it's going to be a great Christmas treat.
Yes.
If we get this win, and I'm going to be I'm still like excited just from last Sunday's game, just being with you and everybody, we're just, faithful was on fire, right? I mean, cheering on the boys loud and crazy. And now we got Thursday night game today.
I sent you the picks. I sent you the picks, man.
Yeah,
some classic picks, man.
Yeah, I
wow.
saw that, but I didn't get a chance to go through them yet. But man, I will. But I know you always take great pictures of us, man. You always get the family, everybody excited. We just kind of party. That's just those are you cherish those moments forever. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. That was a fun game. It was. We were 2 weeks away, and then finally get back to a home game, and then we get the win like that. Now we got today, and then
Yeah.
and then we got another game, one last home game at Levi after this to January 2nd after New Year's. So, happy holidays to you and the family, man. And,
happy holidays to you too, my brother, man, and Merry Christmas, and
Merry
like
Christmas.
I said, we're going to be talking, text each other later on today, probably, talking about the game. So tell me this, what's your score prediction? What do you think? What do you think that our boys going to do?
I've been in my 30s. I always say that Niners need to score 30 to win it, but I think we're gonna have a big game. I want to say like 38 to 21.
38. Woo! 21.
Yeah, I think.
Woo!
Just I'm giving it that Thursday night element of unknown, and I just want to see the offense blow up right now. I just want to see we're talking defense for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
I think I want to see this be the offense game.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would definitely be nice. Like you said, if our boy does the right things, take care of the ball, no turnovers, man. I can see that happening. 38-21. My score prediction was more like 30. I'm like them 30s too. 33-26 is what I pick. I think we're actually. I think last time I checked, it was like 3-point favorites, I think, in the game. So, but tonight it's going to happen, man.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Niners, let's do this, man.
Let's go.
Let's do this. I'm so excited, man.
Same.
I want to thank Antonio again, man, for your time.
Thank you.
Being on with me in the show, in the 49er Faithful, man, 49 Street Squad show, and Pre Game Huddle, and happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays.
I know we'll get together probably later on sometime. Next week we'll discuss next Pre Huddle game and stuff. But you just have a wonderful time with your family in the holidays, man.
Me too.
And just enjoy it, man. And like I said, let's just get this win, man. It'll make it so much more special.
Happy holidays to you and Niner Glow, and enjoy your holidays with your family, and yeah, we'll chat.
Sure.
We'll definitely text after this game and stuff, and man, let's keep it going. What a great energy, what a great season.
Yes,
and I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Me too. All right, my brother, man. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
God bless. Merry Christmas.
Until our next show, right?
Next show.
All right. You take care.
Take it easy.
Once again, I want to thank Antonio Arevalo for being my special guest on the 49ers Street Squad pre-game huddle. And let's go ahead, Niners, and get this victory today against the Titans, man. It's going to be a great 49er faithful present for all of us, So just remember, like I said, our boys are doing great, and they're really exciting right now. And like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, man. And just remember to continue 49er faithful strong. We'll see you guys next week.